much accurate what they say. Let me forward this video a little bit. I made a video about it before, you can go and see it, but just to show you how all of Islam is nothing but a lie. The Prophet, he says, Allah loved those who purify themselves. Okay, how Muslim purify themselves?
And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in one of his famous narrations, he said, right, Yasser, you remember this from Sunday school?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, me too. Cleanliness is half of the faith, right? Wow,
Cleanliness is half of the faith. Let us not to waste your time and see how we can fight depression, how we can fight corona, how we can have hygiene. The answer is by the Prophet. Who is the one to follow? The Muslim, they say, the Prophet. Those people, they call themselves Sunni. Sunni mean they are following the practice and the words of Muhammad, exactly, word by word. Let us see how Muhammad used to clean himself. Muhammad, he used to jump in water full of dead dogs and women blood from period. And the water described in the Islamic Hadith as a stinking. Do you see, this is not my Muslim translation. This is not my translation. And this is Sahih, by the way. Like in Arabic here it says Sahih. This is Sahih. So they make videos for you about Islamic hygiene. Is it from the hygiene to drink from the penis of the camel and to drink camel urine, which is full of diseases and bacteria and viruses? Abu Sa'id al-Khudri said that some people ask Allah Messenger, are you performing ablution? The guy in the videos, Sabil, he said, the Prophet, he says, the best of us, half of Islam is purifying yourself. Half of Islam is purifying yourself, which like doing ablution. But let us see how you do it. So they are asking about ablution out of well of bid'ah. The reason it's called bid'ah because this is the name of the garbage, which was a well which with menstrual clothes, dead dogs, and stinking things were thrown. He replied, water is pure and not defiled by anything. Do you see it? This is a well of water, which is not a well of water no more. You see, this is not really a well of water. It's like used to be maybe in one time, there used to be water coming from it. But now it became a hole in the ground and all dirty water of the town go there. And this is why people, they throw garbage in it and they throw dead dogs. Remember, this is a desert and water for them is priceless. So nobody will throw garbage and dead dogs and women, period, in such a place unless there's no benefit of it. There's no water there. It is only water from dirt. So Muhammad is jumping in the middle of a water full of dogs, dead dogs, not dogs, and women blood from period, and stinky things in it, all the garbage. And they ask him, how in the world do you do such a thing? He said that water is always pure. Is that the hygiene Muslims you follow? How many of you jump in a water, have dead dogs and women blood from period and garbage? And here you notice that when the Muslims, they try to present to us a solution for health, mental health, Islam is itself is a mental problem. Because when a religion make you believe that your mother, she is the devil, your sister, she is the devil, every woman, she is the devil, make you believe that beating women is the right way to live, which will destroy the family, will have unhealthy family, unhealthy children, unhealthy generation. When you teach people that everyone is not a Muslim, he's an animal, he is a worth of the creatures, he is a cattle, you hate everybody. When you say to the Muslims, you cannot even take your mothers and your father and your daughter and your son and your brother as a friends. Islam implemented hatred in the heart of every Muslim toward others. So how that can be healthy? So Islam not only proven to be unhealthy mentally, spiritually, Islam proven to be unhealthy physically. I challenge any Muslim to make a video of him taking a shower like Muhammad or doing ablution like this. Who is a Muslim will go in a jacuzzi 6 foot wide in the height of your pubic area, full of dead dogs and women of blood from period, and he is willing to do ablution in the middle of it? Any Muslim? And by the way, this is the reference for the size of this place. I'm not making things up, as you see. Read it carefully. The size of this thing is described in the front of us. Worf Zoid, he's saying, CP existence is an insult to everybody intellect. Well, I don't know about intellect. We can talk about that too if you want. I mean, your prophet is the only one who finds the solution for women treatment who they are disobedience by beating them. And that's supposed he will make her obedient. Your prophet is the one who came with the science of intellect that if a man have orgasm first, the baby will be a boy and he will look like the father. If the women have orgasm first, the baby will be a girl, will look like the mother. It's your prophet who come with the intellect knowledge that the sperm coming from the ribs of the women and the backbone of the man. It's your prophet who come with the intellect knowledge that hail is coming from mountains in heaven and Allah, he break it and he throw it at us. So obviously you know what you are saying, you know? I agree with you. And as long as you are talking about insult, I never heard of a Muslim, as an example from Egypt, they talk about the Egyptian civilization. We have amazing civilization, and I'm Egyptian. Do you know that your prophet, he says, the one who proud about his inheritance before Islam, go and tell him, go and bite the penis of your father? So all of you who is proud about his culture before Islam, you should go and bite the penis of your father. This is the word of a holy prophet, from a holy mouth, from a holy tongue of a holy prophet. His name is Muhammad. So don't go around and say, you see, we are Egyptian. You are not. You are Islamic invasion to Egypt. The true Egyptian are the Coptic Christians there. Not the Roman, not the Arab, the Coptic. Same for Syria, same for Iraq, same for Iraq is the land of the Assyrian, Syria is the land of the Syrian, and their language is Syrian, Aramaic, Syriac. Even the name of the country is coming from their language, not Arabic. When a Muhammadan, he said to us that Islam is a religion of hygiene, and then we find that their prophet is jumping in a jacuzzi full of dead dogs and women of blood from period, and even the Muslim, they describe it as a stinky. And then the prophet, he come with the science and the knowledge coming from Allah that water is always pure. Do you know how much water we have in the sewage? The sewage is maybe 95% of it is water. I mean, even a human being, if you dry him, if you burn him, what is going to be left? His ashes is not even maybe half kilograms, or maybe a kilograms, which means most of you is water. So if water is always pure, how in the world Muhammad can be saying such a thing, explaining why he is jumping in a dead dog's field? Here you read with me carefully how big the size of the thing. You know the thing. Abu Dawood said, I measured breadth of the well of Buddha with my sheet, which I stretch over it. I then measure it with the hand. It's measured 6 cubits in breadth and I asked the man who opened the door of the garden, etc., and you know, it reached to your private part, as you see. He replied, how high it goes, the highest. He says the level is to your pubic area. So it's a very small, tiny body of water, and Muhammad is jumping there. Now, I see some Muslims saying, call me. This is a guy who he claimed that he have, you know, he knows about Islam. He's a potato, you know, he targeted Christians who know nothing about their belief to fool them. That's why we say to the Christians who they are lazy, help us so we can fight the deception of this cult. So